Hello everybody, this is Aruba Everwood, and we're here today for another crafting stream. And today, rather than tooling random sort of jokey kind of well, closer, jokey kind of coasters, we're actually going to be making something practical. So, we're going to be making a knife sheath. Hold on, let me move this out of the way. I guess my work area is a bit cluttered. Because, yeah, I've actually had this knife for a while. Yeah, I've had this knife for a while, and I haven't actually gotten around to making a sheath. Well, by had, I mean I made this knife a while ago. And I'm going to be going in the woods this weekend, and I kind of want a good knife for hunting. So, a nice, could use it for like cleaning a deer, that kind of thing. You know, useful. If you're attacked by monsters lurking in the forest too, I suppose it might also be good for that. Now first we need to come up with like sort of a basic design. I'm actually going to go for a really simple sort of sheath, where I'll pretty much just cover the blade. And I'll probably end up attaching some leather lace, but I actually forgot that later to actually help secure the blade in place. But it's just going to be a really simple belt sheath. And let me just think. I want the blade facing... Okay, when you're carrying it, I'll probably want it. If I make a belt loop, what would be the best way to actually have the belt loop on? Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I do that all the time. Wait, no, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to you. So, it's just going to be as simple, like folding this over, then having another flap fold over that way. I probably should actually save this for later. Okay, so let's use this as a scratch awl. We're going to want to leave a bit of extra, just so that way we don't accidentally cut the stitching with our knife when we sheath it. And I suppose this will be the center line right here. Like so. And then we can just sort of keep in mind that this goes up here. Just sort of estimate this. And this much after. Because I don't know how big of a belt I'm going to wear this knife on. I mean, I'll probably actually wear a sash, because back in like the old Mountain Man days, a lot of them, they wore sashes. And then you could just like shove all sorts of stuff in there, like knives, pistols, tomahawks, all sorts of stuff. It was really like the in fashion accessory for the Mountain Man. And these leather shears. These are important too, because I kind of need to actually cut the leather. And then also need to cut it this way. Like so. But let's actually extend this a little bit more this way. Like so. And let's just double check this fit. See how this goes. stuck in my glove. Yeah, sorry, I was in the workshop today, so my hands are still really dirty from that. It's kind of all over the place, actually. Like, I actually had to run a bunch of errands today. I had to go to the store to buy 4F. And also, well, okay, it was 4F. And I was also checking the price on traps for fur stuff. Like fur trapping. And then I actually needed to, well, okay, I ended up I didn't need to. But, I mean, it's better to be sure. So, went to a range to make sure my flintlock was all sighted in and stuff. So I'm actually going to be using a flintlock this weekend for hunting. Because they're just better. Or cooler. So now you see why I'm talking about sashes and all that kind of stuff. So make sure this is folded over like this. And that seems like it should more than fit. And be careful not to cut yourself when doing this part. And now that we have that sort of figured out, take our awl and scratch this out. Oh, that's another thing I had to do is my regular sewing awl actually broke. It's been one of those days. Busy, like running all over the place. Sewing awl broke. So I had to make a new one. This one kind of works at least. I didn't want to do too much on the grinder because I kind of have open wounds on my face, which is not good. Makes me sound like I have a leprosy or something. Open wounds on my face, except these are stitched up. But still better not to spend too much time in an environment with a lot of particulates and stuff in the air. At least I think so. And let's just cut out the rest of this sheath. Like so. Oh, why did I go to the ER to have sutures when I have sewing stuff at home? That's a good question. It's just, well, actually, I'll be honest. One of the cuts on my face is like, it's on my jaw or so, but it's like less than an inch from my carotid. So that kind of seemed like maybe I should get a doctor to look at it, just to make sure I'm not going to die right away. That would be bad. I don't really like the thought of bleeding out on New Year's Eve. And actually, I'm not happy with the look on that. I might tweak this slightly. Yeah, I just really don't like the thought of bleeding out, so I bit the bullet and went to the ER. I mean, I was told the ERs would be absolutely packed over the holidays, but it was kind of just empty. Although really, I'm just kind of amazed that the Uber I called didn't just leave as soon as they saw me. Because it was actually like a really warm night. So I was just wearing like a tank top and like a jacket, light jacket over it. And of course, smell like covered in like metal filings. Probably smell like well, sweat, campfire smoke, and black powder. Well, no, not black powder. It was cordite. Cordite. Yeah, that's the thing. Cordite. Probably smell like sweat, cordite, and campfire smoke. Just imagine you're an Uber driver and you have to pick up a buzzed witch who's covered in blood. Because I guess that one cut did bleed very heavily. So that's just kind of like glad he didn't just freak out and leave, kind of thing. And there we go. That just sounds... I don't think that's the best idea. Although it would be tempting to do it because it'd be funny. Okay, now let's do this. It's always good to have like the stitches sort of recessed. And this is a tool that lets you do that. So this way, you don't have the stitches just resting on the surface. They're kind of inset slightly. And let's just do one more across here. First, for the looks, of course. And actually, let's do some light tooling. So, luckily, we have water right here. And the rest of this leather, you don't really need it. Just grab it and toss it over there. And of course, we need to case this leather. Get it ready for tooling. And there, let's just wet it. I suppose that also leads to the question of what designs should we put in it, put on it. Well, I guess, let's see. This is going to be a hunting knife, right? So, why don't we have it represent somebody who is known for being a hunter? Who's known as being a hunter? Well, I suppose the goddess Diana is known for being a hunter. So that's always an option. And of course, a lot of times she's conflated with Hecate. So I'm just gonna go with that was loud. Oh well, I'm sure it's not important. So I'm just gonna go with the crescent, like the two crescents and full moon symbol, since they symbolize the 3 stages of life. And maybe let's do a fletching. Like for an arrow, because this is a hunting knife sheath. Although I don't use arrows, I use 50 caliber lead balls, but close enough. And let's just sort of get this there. That should work. Because it only makes sense to have something representing a huntress on a knife for a huntress. And let's have this absorb a little bit more water. And then we're going to need our marble block. What, you mean you don't have a... Yeah, no. You call that a knife? This isn't... Okay, I cannot do an Australian accent. Forgive me. And actually, we're probably going to just start... Okay, where is my swivel knife? Oh. This one. Here's my swivel knife. And I guess it's time to start cutting. You know, so like this. Yeah, because nothing like your backwoodsy looking knives having symbols associated with witchcraft on them. In an area where there's all sorts of, well, okay, I won't be hunting in this area. I'm going to be going into the wilderness. So imagine you're in the wilderness and you just come across somebody dressed as a witch with a big-ass Bowie knife carrying a flintlock. That might be a little bit spooky. Maybe. Just a bit. And we're getting this part. But yeah, I just need to remember to wear that witch hat. Actually, one thing I realized is I might actually turn hunting into an episode. Or not an episode, a stream. I won't be able to stream while in the woods, which is why I'm only streaming today and Wednesday this week. But I remembered I do have a DSLR somewhere. And I do have, well, almost no knowledge about video editing, but I have Google, which is the same as knowledge, kind of. In a way. Well, not really. So, what I'll probably do is record, edit it together to be like 15, 30 minutes. And then I can just do a voiceover on stream. So I'll probably be doing a hunting stream. I don't know if I can show my actually hunting. Well, actually, like hitting the animals, but it's all legal activity. And I don't know, it just seems like that'd be cool. Most people aren't aware of what goes into actually getting meat, I would say. So it makes sense to do a stream discussing it and going into like the nitty-gritty for the most part. Oh, I'll probably tan the hides. And of course, I'll make food out of it because it's deer. It's good. Why would you not want venison? I mean, venison is good. I can't imagine anybody not liking it. And it would be venison I hunted myself. Because, I mean, again, I'm sure, I know I mentioned this, but people are a part of the ecosystem. Like, a lot of people seem to not really be aware of that. Either that or they say they are, but but whenever they have to actually like get down to the nitty gritty, they aren't. They're just like going through the motions or playing pretend. And let's put a symbol of protection. I'll be sure to be careful about chronic wasting disease, because that would also be bad. VTuber gets chronic wasting disease, turns into a zombie. Going from a witch to a zombie would be very bad. I don't want to do that, so I'll have to be careful. And let's just finish. Oh yeah, actual leatherwork. I believe last time I did a leatherworking stream, I just made coasters, which is fine in its own way. It's always good to practice leather tooling. Zombie witch just sounds... I'm sure that that's a horror movie of some sort already. The zombie witch. I mean, people... Okay, that's good to know. Okay, and now the inner circle on this one. Dealing with the fact that I have like almost no actual... Okay. I am unable to draw a straight line. My past attempts at carving pentacles on stream have been like the kind of thing you'd expect to see from somebody who'd eat crayons, not somebody who calls themselves... Oh, mine doesn't have a blood groove. Plus, fullers are pretty much just to reduce weight anyways. This is just like a standard, typical Bowie knife blank with a curly maple handle. I mean, if you know about like the original Bowie knife, about, you know, the whole... Everybody knows the sandbar fight. Does everybody know the sandbar fight? Well, pretty much the Bowie knife became famous because of one Jim Bowie, naturally, got in a duel, or rather a brawl, on a sandbar and killed like 5 people with his knife. So naturally he became a celebrity. And everybody wanted a knife like his. So that's the origin of the Bowie knife. Wait, that needs to go over. Oh, no, that goes over, that goes over, that goes over, that goes under, and that goes under. Actually, no, that goes over. Better than my previous attempts. Over, under. Okay, I apparently just suck at geometry. Yes, pretty much Jim Bowie got in a massive duel and became famous, and everybody wanted a knife like Jim Bowie's. So, I guess that's how it went for the most part. Blacksmiths everywhere were stuck making knives like Jim Bowie. And to be fair, they are cool knives. That goes over, up to there at least. And that goes over here. That goes under. That goes over. And I apparently just suck at geometry. I don't know, I actually got good grades in geometry. The southern town of Texas and the town of San Antonio lies a fortress all in ruins that the weeds have overgrown. Never seen one. Actually, no, that I don't remember all the lyrics to that one. That's the first song that comes to mind because it mentions Jim Bowie. Wow, that turned out weird. Oh, that's why. It was... Yeah, okay. I've got it. Somebody did the sing redeem, so I have to sing. In that southern town, part of Texas, and the town of San Antonio, there's a fortress all in ruin that the weeds have overgrown. You may look in vain for crosses, but you'll never see a one. But sometimes between the setting and the rising of the sun, you can hear a ghostly bugle as the men go marching on. You can hear them as they answer to the roll call in the sky. Colonel Travis, Davy Crockett, and 180 more, Captain Dickinson, Jim Bowie, present and accounted for. Back in 1836, Houston said to Travis, "Get some volunteers and go fortify the Alamo." Now the man came from Texas, from old Tennessee, and joined up with Travis just to fight for the right to be free. Indian scouts with squirrel guns, men with muzzle loaders, stood together heel and toe to fortify the Alamo. You never see your loved ones, Travis told them that day. Those who want to can leave now, there's a fight we can't let them stay. In the sand he drew a line, with his army saber, out of 185. Not a soldier crossed the line, with his banners a-dancing, the hands early light. Santana came prancing, a horse that was black as the night. Sent an officer to tell Travis to surrender. Travis answered with a shell, and a rousing rebel yell. Santa turned scarlet, had to play though he roared. I'll show them no quarter, everyone will be put to the sword. 185, holding back 5,000. 6 days, Travis held and held again, and he sent for replacements for his wounded and wounded. Troops that were coming never came. Searched and blue were called on the fatal third time. Santana breached the line, and he killed them one and all. Now the bugles are silent, and there's rust on each sword. But small band soldiers, arms of the Lord. Out of Texas, town of San Antonio, like a statue on his pinto, rides a cowboy. As he sees the cattle go grazing where a century before Santana's guns were blazing and the cannons used to roar. His eyes turn sort of misty, his heart begins to glow, and he takes his hat off slowly to the men of Alamo, to the 13 days of glory at the siege of Alamo. But yeah, I guess that answers the whole what happened to David Bowie thing. Because, yeah, David Bowie kind of, well, yeah, it was kind of killed at the Alamo. So, but his knife was super famous. Partially because it stood as a stand-in for, like, in a lot of southern areas of the South, apparently it stood as a stand-in for the older small sword that people would use for duels. To the point where in many townships, Bowies were banned by name. Oh, let me know if the hammering is a bit too much. Because I'm just tooling in the design. And now I just need to bring out the pentacle in the middle of the pentagram. Okay, I guess I can do this. So, is the hammering too much or not? God, that makes me sound so like, oh, is the hammering too much or not? And of course, oh, because this does tend to be a bit louder than just talking. I guess I do talk kind of quietly at times. Okay, and I just need to or rather, I probably should do this first. And yeah, I guess it's important to be able to actually turn your work. Oh yeah, somebody on Twitter made me one and DM'd it to me while I'd moved. And took me forever to respond to them, which makes me feel horrible. Because everybody loves wigglets. And let's just... But yeah, so I have a wiggly now. And let's just... Up to here. And I probably should let this fit more. I might need to do a little bit more molding. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Professor. And let's just try and get this grounded. There, that looks decent enough, I think. And now, all the border on this arrow and the moons. All of the border work. Just hammer. I used to be up on the mountain in Idaho, I was living free. So I got a shotgun to deputy. Don't shoot me down, don't shoot me down, don't shoot me down. I don't want. Please don't shoot me down, shoot me down. Don't shoot me down. I got a wife and kids on review age. Please don't shoot me down. Shot my good dog. You shot my boy. My only son. My pride and joy. My wife. Dead on the floor. Holding our baby in the cabin door. Don't shoot me down. Don't shoot me down. Please don't shoot. Shoot. So shoot me down. So if you take a notion when you wanna go, build you a cabin in Idaho, be within free. Don't sell no shotgun to the deputy. Don't shoot me down, don't shoot me down. Got a wife and kids on. Shoot me down. Oh, the pattern? I figured since this is a sheath for a hunting knife, I should go with a symbol for a huntress. So I have an arrow for the goddess Diana, goddess of the hunt, and the crescent and full moons, which have been used as a symbol for Diana, also as a symbol for Hecate, since they're both goddesses of the moon and the woods and liminal spaces and the crossroads. I mean, there's some people who theorize that they're actually the same goddess, and things just got mixed up at some point. And I think it's obvious why somebody like me would find themselves partial to Hecate. But it only makes sense to have symbols to the goddess of the hunt. Why I also have a symbol that represents the 5 wounds of Christ on here, I have no idea. It's just something cool people do, I'm told. Actually, this one right here, you find it on a lot of older churches. Which of course also is why it became associated with magic. Is because a lot of Western ceremonial magic involves summoning demons or angels. And so it only makes sense to have a symbol of protection. Because, I mean, in most Western ceremonial magic traditions, you're summoning the demons to do your bidding in the name of God. So it only makes sense to use a symbol of God. The Judeo-Christian God, rather, in order to protect yourself from demons or an angel that you summoned who you might have pissed off by summoning, because he wants to be summoned. That just sounds annoying. Buying GF 80 GP. I don't know, what does GF go for on RuneScape these days? Can I trade a Addy Helm for it? That's a good question. Can I trade an Adamant Helm for a GF? I don't know. Yeah, trimming armor live on stream. I don't have any dragon to give it that cool red trim. I'll need to remember that next time I do a stream like this. Yeah, it really is. But it is a cool symbol. Well, it's cool when somebody who knows what they're doing makes one. Somebody who's geometrically challenged like me. Yeah, you're kind of screwed. I have never drawn a proper pentagram. But of course, the whole thing about the pentacle being a Christian symbol, I mean, you can learn that from reading Dan Brown. Suppose that's not overly, like, gotcha, cool fact. Unless you avoid reading Dan Brown, which is actually recommended. So, no, maybe I shouldn't be harsh on people. I mean, I've read a lot of stuff that I wish I didn't read. But I'm usually compelled to finish reading it. Because I guess I'm just a compulsive reader. And let's keep on tooling. This is a lot of line work, so I guess I'm just hitting stuff with a hammer. Sorry, I could have sworn I brought a new stick I had in here, but apparently I can't remember where I put it. Is it in here? No, it's not. Okay, I'll keep on hammering. But yeah, like symbols are really cool. I mean, don't you? I mean, I want to study them, but then you risk being associated with a Dan Brown protagonist, and we wouldn't want that now, would we? Yeah, that would actually. I mean, it would be cool to get like a more anthropology-ish degree. Like studying, I guess on some level, I wouldn't mind learning more about like actually having a degree in history and humanities rather than all the STEM degrees I have. I don't know, is Dan Brown popular? I mean, when you get to my age at 300 years old, what was popular and what isn't popular just sort of, you lose track of that kind of thing. I mean, take me for instance. I'm hunting with a flintlock this weekend. Not that I can complain. I like to think I'm a good shot with them. I mean, if you can't hit what you're aiming at 100 yards with a flintlock rifle, you really need to get good. Did you hear that, Brandon Herrera? Or whatever famous YouTube gun person I'm calling out. I don't know, name one. I'm mainly citing Brandon Herrera because some of my work has been featured in one of his videos. Paul Harrell, no, I'm not gonna risk that. I will be exonerated. No, Paul Harrell is not someone to fuck around with. Yeah, Paul Harrell. I'll just let him be. Seems like a cool guy. And let's just continue on tooling this. I guess most of the stream is just watching me hit stuff with a hammer. Which actually is my day job. Except I can't really do my day job because I don't want to spend too much time in the shop because there's all sorts of dust particulates floating in the air. And I've been told to avoid getting stuff in the massive gaping, well, they aren't gaping because they're sewn shut. In the massive wounds, I'm like, okay, actually they're not long. But, I mean, I guess they kind of are, like, I've been told to leave them uncovered, too. And I don't want metal stuff in there. That would be bad. That would be very bad. Or horn, because I actually need to make a new powder horn for my 4F powder. Unintentional ASMR? What, me talking about gaping wounds? Or me talking about or me hitting stuff with a hammer? I mean, looking back at it, I technically almost died, which I guess means it was really one hell of a New Year's Eve. Oh yeah, Queen Emeraldus. Which I guess beats being Tochiro. Oh god, the actual Arcadia of Our Youth movie. That, like, I mean, it's like old anime campy, but kind of fun. Like, at the ending, it's like, oh no, our targeting system on our, actually, no, I don't want to give spoilers. Off chance that somebody here hasn't watched but plans to watch an anime from the 70s or 80s. Oh no, our super futuristic targeting site is gone. Luckily, I'm my great or so grandfather's Messerschmitt site from World War II. That saves the day. Yes. But that was Captain Harlock. Queen Emeraldus just gets the scar. Like, yeah, gets a scar right across her nose and onto her cheek. I'll be honest, it is a fun series. Old anime actually is it actually is fun. Okay, and wait, that's something we need to do. I don't need a border. I already have the lines. That should work. Now this is where things get messy. And also why I haven't actually watched the 2014 Harlock movie. I'll admit, I'm a bit of a filthy casual. I mean, I still kind of, like, really just like Madoka and shows like that. Of course, who doesn't like Madoka Magica? Besides people with horrible taste. I'm probably gonna get somebody angry at me over that. Okay, so we're done tooling. Now, dyeing. And then after this, waiting for stuff to dry. Which almost is a feature of my channel. Whenever I do painting streams, since I don't do digital art, it's always waiting for stuff to dry. It's like what I do. I guess in previous leatherworking streams, I haven't actually dyed any of it. So I guess this is actually something new for most of you. If you watched any of my previous streams. Oh, and I forgot to do the whole beveling the edges thing that a lot of good people do. Like, got a lot of good, not lazy leatherworkers do, but this is for my own personal use. So I can afford to half-ass things. Not like the actual products I send out to people. Well, I mean, those... I try not to half-ass them, but I do tend to be lazy. And a brand new thing of dye in an enclosed room. I didn't think this thing through. Oh well. I'm sure I'll be fine. I probably should close that. Another day, another almost poisoning myself. Just the kind of high-quality content you come to expect from me. Maybe I should have worn gloves. Then again, half the time it's like maybe I should have worn a mask. Like, with working in the shop. Or opening bottles of champagne. Sorry, I just still think that's funny. Maybe I have a weird sense of humor if I think that's funny. Do I? I don't know. And leather does tend to sort of mold to the shape of the leather when it dries, so I'll do this as the leather dries a bit. And now I can have some water. because I guess I've probably been talking. You know, I really need a microphone. Maybe like one of those stream deck thingies. No beer. Unfortunately, no beer. I was too busy doing other stuff today that I forgot to get beer. Like going to the store to look for traps. Although, actually, I decided I'm probably going to be trapping Weasel. Or Ermine. So, I need to actually make Weasel boxes to try and catch them. Because, you know what they say, like, Ermine is like the... Oh, I was looking for that. Oh, well, it's probably not too late. Well, actually, I want to see how it looks, too. This is a new stamp I got for doing, like, sort of, like, pebbly backgrounds. Like... So I'm going to play around with this while this dries. Add like texture and stuff. Yeah, this one leatherworker who does like amazing tooling work. He does like portraiture and tooling. He uses this kind of stamp a lot, so just to sort of fade his portraits in the background. So I was thinking that might add a bit more to my tooling. I don't know. What do you think? Actually, I think with the dark dye, it's having trouble actually seeing. I mean, it does something, I suppose. I'll leave it as is. That's enough playing around now. Actually, let's go on to the next step. Where is that binder clip? In case you haven't guessed, I have no organization skills. So now... Yeah, let's toss that to the side. Yeah, put this right here. And... And since my sewing awl broke, there's this field expedient sewing awl. See, isn't it just amazing if you have how easy it is to make your own tools if you have a forge? Admittedly, this makes the holes a bit squarer than I like, but it's fine. And let's just... Yeah, the thing about sewing leather is you have to actually make, well, thicker leather, not like garment leather, is you have to make the holes yourself. And I guess the blade on this isn't ground as finely as I'd like. I didn't think to grind it down more finely. And let's see. Let's see, will this stitch? Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, I made a trip to the Leatherworking store lately. I got all sorts of goodies that are scattered across here, making it hard to find what I need when I need it. That's actually going to be annoying. Where is it? Where is it? should be here somewhere. I will be right back. I just need to grab some needles. My avatar freaking out because that's kind of what it does when I get up. I probably should take it off. Really, really. I might need to grab something. And I should be back. A little bit more stuff. Wow, my avatar is really acting stupid. Well, not stupid, just button. Okay. Wait, where did I put the needles? Oh, there. Okay, now we're good. I just need to thread them. Now we're at the fun part of me just sewing and talking. So pretty much just unintentional Zatsudan. I mean, I guess you do get to watch crafting, but it's sewing. It's saddle stitching, though, which is fun. I like saddle stitches. They're cool. I don't know what that says about me, where I find a kind of sewing stitch cool. But it is. If you don't think it's cool, you just don't have to. Although if you do think it's cool, or if you don't think it's cool, and hopefully you... Maybe I shouldn't potentially insult viewers like that, but I think it's cool. I really think it's cool. So that's what matters. My opinion. Of course, thinking it's cool doesn't mean I think it's fun to watch. So I'll just have to think of ways to... Yeah, no, it's fine. Oh wait, crap, I forgot to do that. No, I didn't forget to do that. Oh well. That's fine. I forgot this is wood. I want to sort of look like wood. There. That should be fine. Oh no, another singing redeem. What should I sing? And hydrate. Children, wait. Okay. Of course, I think Disney, that's for a Disney movie. So don't be surprised if the stream gets taken down. Copyright. Copyright. It's Disney. It's cruel, merciless. So naturally. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to start singing. Don't you take me away. And here in my God. I'll show you that children alive is this way. Murdering you. It must be weary. Away into calm. Changing back your way into times come. Okay, maybe I should stop. I mean, so did you? Okay, sorry. You hear me that time? Is my mic working? Please tell me my mic. Please tell me my mic's working. Although I can't imagine me sewing. Oh, sorry. Yes, I think it actually worked. I hope my mic worked. There. I hope my mic worked that time. I guess technology is one of my weak points. Yeah, I'm really not good with technology. Oh, that's wrong hole. I need to get in that one. And how was that singing? Because I have never actually rehearsed that song. Well, then again, I haven't rehearsed Ballad of the Alamo either. I guess, yeah. And looking at the bright spot, we're almost done sewing this specific bit of sewing. And then we're just onto the home stretch. So, is this through here? Okay. Yet somehow I remember all the lyrics to the song Ruby Ridge, but I can't remember all the lyrics to Come Little Children. Maybe one is just more memorable than the other. My eyes have seen the glory of the Lord, trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath. He loose the people. Yeah, it's a sword, marching on. Hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. His truth marching on. Wait. Oh, wrong button. Crap. Okay. Stretch just a little bit more to, here. I need to mark the stitch length on this. And I'm probably going to take a slightly different approach to, actually marking this out. To try and get this to actually line up the way. Okay, so since this isn't my ideal sewing awl, start with this hole, of course, and then we'll be forced to just stitch all these holes, or all these holes. So this is going to take a while. Which I guess is just part and parcel of hand stitching. Except for, of course, hand stitching fabric, you don't have to put holes. Just stitch them. Although this should work. Poke holes and keep on. Just like this. My stitching off isn't broken, but it's fine. I should, because I have a forge, so I can make my own stitching awl. Like so. Like this one. Okay, that's being too slow. I'm gonna do it this way. Should I? No, actually, that's where I want it. I should use stitching irons. But no, I've already committed. Now, I've committed to doing it this way. So I'm going to have to finish it. And just a little bit more. Okay. And let's... Actually, we need to get our needle threaded. Like this. And... yeah. Threading needles isn't the most fun thing to do. But eventually you get good at it. It's one of those things that takes a lot of practice. Stitch by stitch, putting it together. Wait, no, not that one. Not that one. Okay. There. just need to, I guess on something like this, need to be a bit more careful about actually measuring it out. So let's go like this, and then once more, and a little bit more, because actually, I mean, people think about the stitch length, but they don't, most people who are new to this, they don't consider the amount of thread that's taken actually going through the hole. Because, I mean, the stitch is longer vertically than horizontally, which is something a lot of people seem to forget. Okay. And let's get this here. Actually, what I was thinking would be a fun... I was actually thinking, I know some people do like side tube watch-alongs, or watch-alongs on other things. And do you want to be a really fun movie to do a watch-along of? Jeremiah Johnson. But I don't think I can do that on Twitch. So I would have to figure out a way to actually stream Jeremiah watching that movie, because that is a fun movie. One of my goals in life is to cosplay Bear Claw. I'd have to get like a big, like massive, like fake beard and everything, and try and like talk like an old-timey type person. I know I've mentioned this before, because I remember, like, I am Bear Claw Johnson or whatever his name is. I don't remember his real name even in the series. Blood kin to the bear that bit Jim Bridger's ass. I mean, how can you not like that scene? Like, just... Don't expect me to give you intelligent conversation. That's asking too much of me. Intelligent conversation for me? Intelligent conversation from somebody whose job is hitting stuff with a hammer for a living? Your standards might be too high. Well, okay, I don't just hit stuff with a hammer for a living. I also... And no, let's just be honest. That's my highest paying skill, is hitting things with a hammer. Okay, now that we have these holes pre-stitched, this should be enough to have this be securely fastened together. Sorry, I guess part of the way this works is it's really hard to actually keep the project in frame when doing it with the setup. Okay, so let's take our binder clip there, because I can only find one. And then just stitch through. Like this. And then, of course, stitch through on this side too. And we'll do about 5 holes and then stitch 5. And the more you stitch, the stronger the joint will get. Yeah. Also, this is if you have a carpal tunnel and really want your wrists to hurt, this is an easy way to do so. Fun viewer fact. let's just keep on stitching. What are some good actual Mountain Man theme songs? There actually aren't that many. In the valley, singing where she lay, listen to the mockingbird, and listen to the mockingbird. I don't actually know the lyrics of that one either. I know a song set to the same tune. Also whistling. Yeah, that's not a song I'm best at singing, I'll be honest. It's catchy though. She's sparkle like a dew. Oh wait, yeah, wrong verse. Sorry, I'm just like in a very historical, thinking about like historical songs and stuff. Just like the atmosphere of what things would have been like back then. Like, could you imagine like actually like working like in the fur trade in like the 1820s to 40s? It would have been like insane. Understatement of the year. Like that would have been something. I mean, it would have been horrible, but horrible is still something, I suppose. It would be it'd be a very hard life, but it'd be an interesting one. Yep, I hate it when that happens. Stitch just... bleh. Missed a stitch. And let's get this down there. And over. Actually the leather tooling part is still the most fun about this, but it's nice actually ending up with like a completed product at the end of everything. And it's something that should hopefully actually work. Like so. Just back and forth, back and forth. I mean, you get into a rhythm eventually. Often, when I'm doing something like this, I'll just bring it out from the workshop inside, and I'll just sit in front of the TV, work on it, while watching movies or YouTube, or like history documentaries on YouTube. Let's see. Let's put this right here. Do 5 stitches, and move on. I guess I bent my new forged stitching awl. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Okay. Before you judge my sewing on this, bear in mind, I'm using something that I literally just knocked out on the forge. For mild steel, I suppose it's working okay. I did harden it. Stitching awl. Like, it wasn't just the blade that broke. When I tried to get the broken section, I actually had a spare blade for my stitching awl. Or spare point. But when I tried to get it out of the handle broke. Like the bent off shank. Or broken off shank. So, back. And back and forth. I mean, stitching isn't that hard. It's just, you need to get into a rhythm for it. You really do. Like, I'm in awe of the people who can just knock out, like, massive, like, handbags and stuff all by hand saddle stitching. I mean, if I wanted to make a handbag, well, I have made handbags with a saddle stitching, but it really kind of sucks doing so sewing. But it is what it is. And then here, getting caught on belt loop for this. Although I'm planning on wearing this on a sash, which means that you just shove it in the sash. Actually, carry a lot of stuff in a sash, just shoved in the sash. Like Blackbeard carried multiple flintlock pistols in a sash. And Wild Bill Hickok was famed for carrying 2 Colt 36 caliber navies in a sash in cavalry draw. Cavalry draw being with the butts of the pistols forward. So you'd like sort of reach down like this, and you'd pull it out and twist it to present it. And if you practice, it's actually just as fast as the more traditional draw method. And I mean, it worked for Wild Bill. I mean, he never really lost a gunfight because he was kind of shot in the back of the head in Deadwood, or in the Dakotas. Marking these so clear. The game of poker, holding ace. But yeah. Just the whole, like, American history of the American West is just super cool. Which I think I've said that multiple times already today. You would agree, wouldn't you? Almost. Just need to stitching. And of course, as soon as the stream is up, I'm gonna need to order a new handle for my stitching awl. Yeah, it's kind of hard. So Don't worry. I will finish this come hell or high water. Or maybe that's what you're afraid of. I don't know why you'd be afraid of that. Maybe I'm just rambling. Maybe I'm just suffering the side effects of sitting that dye in a enclosed room with poor ventilation. That's probably it. That's probably it. But don't worry, it'll take more to kill. Or at least somebody made it mention chronic wasting disease. Even that won't be enough to kill. Of course, that's even more concerning because zombie wit, always a bad thing. Unless it's me. I don't know. Even if I become a zombie, that doesn't mean I have to stop streaming. It'd be like a streaming version of Zombieland Saga. I'll just have to put very realistic makeup, heavy-duty makeup on my fingers, and hope I don't get stuck in a rainstorm or something while streaming. That shouldn't be an issue. Streaming zombie. Well, doesn't Hololive have Ollie? Yeah, being a zombie isn't an obstacle to streaming. Being a zombie witch shouldn't be either. Being a witch zombified by random virulent-ish proteins from a weird disease deer have. I wouldn't worry about it if I were you. Exactly. Don't let your dreams be memes. Enough. I didn't. See. Yeah, I'm going about an inch at a time. Just keep on going. Right. Better. Okay, there. Just. I feel like I need background music for this. To show my epic struggle. A random, quickly forged stitching. Oh. Actually, would you believe it's freezing outside? And here I am, suffering in the heat. I guess it's a good workout. Actually, no, it's one reason why I like wearing long sleeves. Is because of my work. Because of my work, one arm is freakishly larger than the other. I really don't like. It's like no, and like I had somebody like I complained about this to somebody one time, and they're like, "Oh, that's probably just some sort of weird body dysmorphia." It's like, no, I swear, they're different. And then finally, like, I was hanging out with them, and I bring it up again, and it's like, okay, I don't believe you. Come, like, show me. And it's like, well, I'll be damned. So I always wear long sleeves because I don't want people seeing one-armed I don't want people seeing one arm bigger than the other and just sort of like nodding, saying, yes, I know why. I totally know why. That would just be embarrassing. Call me weird, call me paranoid, but I just don't want to have to the knowing look. You know they'll be wrong. That would just be very, very awkward. I just don't want to deal with it. All the loose fabric of my t is hanging at the edge of the... Look down, it's like, I don't remember my stomach being that big. And stitching. Not gonna lie, the tooling part is a lot more fun. I enjoyed, well, everybody enjoys creative stuff more than stitching. Unless they suck at creative stuff. In which case, I don't know what to say. Five. But we're getting there. We're slowly but surely getting there. Two. And of course, this is always kind of... Also, I just realized I don't actually have a drink here. So I really hope nobody puts the bottoms up ready. I forgot to disable that. Because I'm not drinking tonight because I forgot to buy beer. I do have wine, but I didn't open up. Yeah, and it's a bit too late to stream now to start drinking. Or rather, this particular step. I don't want to screw it up and accidentally put a... I don't want to have another ER visit this year so far. Or in general, I don't want another ER visit. That would just be annoying. End up in the ER. Oh, hey, I'm back. Don't worry, it wasn't a sabering. It wasn't an incident from opening a bottle of champagne this time. It was just mixing. It was just, I guess, alcohol and leatherwork don't mix. Which, to be fair, you're usually okay with beer. A beer is okay. But I make a point of not doing any leatherworking after I've had hard liquor. Because that's when you start, like, saying, oop, that just went into my finger. Or, oop, there goes my finger. Or was I dyeing this chocolate or oxblood? It's like, wait, no, that's not oxblood. It's witch blood. I mean, I could always have the advertise things of having the exclusive witch blood dye, but I'd really rather not. I prefer to keep my blood inside. It's fine. Yeah, that looks a bit janky there. But getting close to the end, so it should be fine. I mean, I'm going for a primitive look anyways. This is a simple coffin handle doughy I made. So I should have a simple, rustic looking sheath for it. Agree. Better agree. Or not. Or else, I guess. I'll curse you, except I won't. I don't want to curse. Cursing people who deserve it is bad. Actually, a lot of witches would say cursing people is bad. I mean, I know most people who follow Wicca say cursing is super bad and anything you give out will be threefold. But I'm not a Wiccan, so That's their rule, not mine. And oh yeah, oh no, I keep on raising this up to get a closer look at the stitching. And let's see if I can. Maybe I should take my time on the last few holes. The stitching got a little bit wonky. And there. Because, I mean, it is good to try and get the as neat a stitches as possible. It's just good practice to get into. I mean, it's okay if it's a little bit screwed up, if it's for my own use, but I really just want to not screw up. It's always better. Stitching for it. Yeah, I die is in the air. Flammable. Ignition. Contact position. Do not induce vomiting. Is in well ventilated. That won't stop me because I can't read. I suppose is my proof. And here I am wondering why I have so many health problems. Well, you know what they say? Live fast, die young, and leave an unrecognizable corpse. Is that how the saying goes? I don't know. I mean, I've lived 3 years. I'm still young. So I should be fine. 300 years, I might be rounding down. Yes. Actually, I suppose it's none of your business how old. Ew. Say ew it. What the fuck? Let's behind this actually. I believe it's actually chipping away the stone. No, actually, it's grinding it away. Okay. There. I got rid of that weird burr. Now we are golden. Yeah, that's working a lot better. Yeah, a lot better. Should have known just a little bit of sharpening. Well, actually, I should know that. I work a lot with tools. I should know sharpening is important. I should. But what I should know doesn't always translate over to what I suppose people do say you should practice what you preach, but actually, no, that's good advice. It's just good advice I don't follow. Exactly. So always practice what you preach. I don't do it, but it's what I recommend. And I guess my goal is to finish this sheath before the top of the hour. It's not a realistic goal, but it's a goal nonetheless. And should be doing well. And it's just there. There. Yeah, we're finally getting to this curve on the holster. Sheath. It's a sheath, not a holster. It's a really weird holster. I don't know if a gun would fit in it. Sure, I could find something. I'm sure I have something. Yeah. But yeah. I guess if you're ever wondering why I don't paint, it's because this kind of stuff just destroys them completely. So I'm really just better off not bothering. It's so exciting. We're close to getting so close to the finish. So close. The end is in sight. The end is nigh. Wait, no, that's not good. That's wrong feeling, wrong vibe. The end isn't not. Well, you know what I mean. I think. I think you know what I mean. Loud gulping noises. Okay. And of course, I guess that's the one thing about doing stuff like this is the avatar just loses facial tracking when I'm actually trying to really bear down on something, but do what I want it. So I imagine these streams, like I don't actually know what the avatar is doing during most of the time during these streams. Okay. And of course, doing the curve properly is kind of difficult. Don't have the proper tools. So this goes right here. This goes right. I probably should stop saying that. You don't want to hear me saying that for all the rest of the stitches on this knife I already made. so excited to myself, but excited about almost finished stitching. Do this properly. Don't rush it. I guess rushing is when you end up making mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes because I always rush stuff. But this time, things will be different. Or maybe they won't. Who knows? That's some of the excitement. But as this goes on, it's like more time to stream. No, not stream. Say stream. Well, I am streaming. Taking more time to stitch. They're both S words. Taking stitch and less time trying to make shortcuts as I get near. I really should stop saying that. I think you get the drill. Drill would be easier. I don't have a drill here on hand. So let's just stitch holes right by the end. So close. Get so far. You can almost see me shaking at having this finished. Finally, after all these months, I will have a sheath for my rustic Bowie, coffin-handled Bowie. Been over a year. I'll finally have a sheath fitting of a mountain woman. Or not. I mean, Diana's worship did kind of continue for a while. Oh, on the back, I have a belt loop. So I guess if you wear this on a belt, it's going to be a bit high, but you can also just shove it in a sash. Let's do this last stitching. And then I'll be ready to show it off. My brand new Bowie. It would make Jim Bowie probably wouldn't. People didn't really like witches back then. Had no taste. Good, proper Bowie knife. The kind of thing you'd be proud to show off with a horribly done Australian accent. While bragging with somebody with their dinky little 3-inch folder. Call that a knife? Okay, I really should stop trying to do that accent. Really. Okay. I think we're almost there. Of course, I've been saying that for the past 30 minutes. And yeah, I really didn't use enough thread too, so this is going to be down to the wire. Or down to the thread. There. Make sure I get that down. I won't let that go through. Stupid. Get in. God. If I wait around, it'll get through. Imagine. Sorry about that. I can't imagine that was a fun thing. Actually, hissing at things when you're annoyed is kind of. Is it? Hope it's not. It's a bad habit, I think. Okay, this time. This needs to go through. Yeah, this is just back stitching to make sure that this is secure. But the back stitching does seem to be a bit harder. No. Unthreaded. Luckily, this wax thread is a bit easier. Like modern machine, or like cotton or non thread can be. Okay. It's down to the wire on this one. More things to do. And hammer the knot flat. If I really want, I can put a rivet right there to sort of add a bit more tension to the top. But this is a finished sheet. What do you think? Or can you see it from that? I get to catch the light so you can see the design tool. There's a belt loop on the back. Just put on your belt. Be right there. Just hopefully you don't. It should be fine actually. Oh, hello Action Production 14. Happy New Year. Okay, so I actually finished this in 2 hours, which was kind of my goal. I'm pretty excited. Especially with this janky, improvised stitching all. And now I have a knife for hunting this weekend. Yes, yeah, I want to go and get food. So, $3 too. It's like $3 for the hunting license, and I really want to actually get a deer, have food. I mean, I'm gonna have to use it, hopefully, to field dress a deer. So, there's that. Field dressing, chores around the camp, because I'm gonna be camping too. Like, dealing with smaller firewood and stuff, because it's supposed to be below freezing all weekend. Like, the beer I'm bringing, I'm gonna have to bring a cooler to keep it warm, to stop it from freezing. And, of course, well, you boil water for coffee. So, coffee should be fun. But yeah, beer. Beer is gonna be probably a weird complaint beer warm. But, I mean, that's how it goes. The fucking way that she goes, man. It's the way that... Okay, maybe I should stop with the way she goes. She goes, man. Okay, I might add a rivet here just to encourage this to be a tighter fit. Yes, exactly. Beer, coffee, and knife. Oh shit, I still forgot to pick up the prescription for that Keflex that the hospital thought I might need. Oh well, I'm pretty sure I didn't actually get any metal dust in my wounds. I'm sure I washed my face off before savoring open the bottle of champagne. It'll be fine. There's no sign of infection. I wouldn't worry about it. I've got all these flags on my... Stop on. Okay, so that was today's leatherworking. And Wednesday, I'll be doing a reading stream. Reading H.P. Lovecraft. You know, the guy with... describing things as undescribable. Use the word eldritch a lot. Eldritch horror. You know, very cosmic horror-y stuff. Cosmic horror. Horror. It's tough. Horror. Why does it sound weird saying horror? Why is that word bothering me? I have no idea. Maybe it's the vapors from leather dye. I'm gonna go with that. It's probably the vapor from leather dye. Most likely. So I guess that's it for tonight. Probably should find somebody to streaming. I probably should have actually checked that. I don't know what that is for, actually. Wait, crap, that's the wrong button. I mean, probably think that's like just me playing up a character, but no, I apparently suck at technology. It's probably an issue. I guess Professor Doom is playing... Sorry. Actually, no, that works. That works. Professor Doom. Professor Bloom. Professor Doom is playing Professor Bloom is playing Doom. Okay. I should get some fresh air. It may be freezing air, but it'll be fresh. But until then, Professor Bloom. Yeah, I can say it. I can say it right. Wow, that was apparently I can't spell. Okay, there. And let's start the raid. I guess the coven is upon you. The usual raid message. And yeah, I hope I see you Wednesday. And thank you for watching the stream. And have a good night. Good night. Or raid.